We live in a world of constant digital noise, a steady rhythm of messages. But then it stops. No calls, no texts, nothing. It is easy to assume that when the communication ends, the connection is dead. Most people view this silence as a definitive conclusion. But silence isn't a wall, it's a shift. The end of talking is often where the psychological repositioning begins. Silence is an active force. It creates a specific type of pressure on the human mind that conversation often masks. When constant attention is withdrawn, it creates an emotional vacuum. The balanced system breaks, leaving a gap where validation used to flow. This empty space starts to expand, pulling at the recipient's thoughts and forcing them to confront the sudden rack of input. When the silence sets in, the recipient's reaction typically falls into one of two categories: relief or curiosity. Relief occurs only when the prior interaction was a source of stress. If they felt drained or pressured, the silence provides a needed break. However, if a bond existed, the silence doesn't feel like a break, it feels like a question. Here, curiosity takes over. The mind begins to loop. It starts asking, why did they stop? Have they found someone else? Did I push them away? This removes the recipient's sense of predictability. The person who was always available has suddenly become an unknown variable, shifting the power balance of the relationship. Because the human brain is wired to find patterns and closure, it cannot leave this unknown variable alone. It feels an instinctive need to fill the hole left by your absence. To fill that void, the mind uses the only materials it has: overthinking, old memories, and the nagging weight of guilt. Through this process, the absence becomes a presence. You are no longer speaking to them, yet your silence has become the primary focus of their internal monologue. Many people treat no contact as a waiting game, a trick to see how long they can hold out before the other person snaps. But if the recipient is overthinking who you were, returning as that same person makes the silence meaningless. The vacuum only remains powerful if you use this time to actually change your baseline. This means redirecting the energy you used to spend on them back toward yourself, focusing on physical health, advancing your career goals, and regaining independent peace. If you reappear and they find the same insecurities or habits that caused the friction in the first place, the psychological mystery you built collapses instantly. The strategy relies on you becoming a different version of the person they remember. For the void to have a lasting effect, you must be unrecognizable when you finally step back into the light. Eventually, most people will reach out with a small, low-stakes test, a midnight text, or a reaction to a post you made. This isn't just a hello. It is an audit designed to see if you are still waiting for them. This gauge represents what they seek. Is your silence petty revenge or a mature acceptance? If your continued silence shows you no longer need their validation, the gauge locks onto maturity. This realization completely changes how they value you. When they see that you can exist comfortably without them, their curiosity turns into respect. This shift in perception is often what allows attraction to return, as you are no longer seen as a predictable source of attention. This process reveals the truth about the relationship. It filters out those who only valued the attention you gave them and highlights those who truly cared about you as a person. Mastering silence is ultimately about mastering yourself. The strongest move you can make isn't saying the right thing to make someone stay. It's having the strength to grow when the